Hey everybody, it is literally, let's see, let me look at it, the current thing here is 17 degrees in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I'm doing a 34-hour reset at the company terminal, the Creek Company Terminal in Cheyenne, Wyoming. The snow has got so cold again, it has refroze and it is crunchy. So when you step on it, it crunches. Anyway, I'm in my truck and I'm doing a 34-hour reset and I'm bored out of my gourd. So I thought I would tell you a story. I just posted another video a few minutes ago, but this came to mind. While I was in California a while back, this has been a number of years before I started driving. I own several different corporations, and one of the companies that I own, one of the corporations that I own, we had a big deal out in San Francisco every year, and in Silicon Valley. You would not guess it to look at me that I have been one of the guys that's in that kind of business. But yeah, I have. But driving a truck, I am thoroughly happy with. I have really had a good time out here, and I've learned an awful lot. I've met some of the best people in the world driving a truck, stopping at the most obscure places in America and just talking to the people. And man, America is just full of really, really good people, hardworking people that really enjoy when you tell them that they've done a good job. So anyway, I went to San Francisco and I was on a business trip out there, and of course I'm wearing a suit and tie. This is before I had the beard and all this, and in my younger days, and I went to San Francisco and I spent the day at my meeting that I was at, and when it got time to leave and go find something to eat, I went down to the wharf on the San Francisco Bay, and I met a guy along the way. I took from Silicon Valley, I took a bus, and then I took a tram underneath the valley over to San Francisco. And I met a guy along the way that was literally he's a wino, but he asked me, he said, hey man, he said, did you buy your ticket or did you get a transfer? I said, no, I bought my ticket. He goes, don't ever do that. He said, you got to get on it, and before you get off the train, ask for a transfer. They'll give you a free transfer to get from this train to another train or to another bus or whatever. And he said, I've been at this, he said, my record is like 31 days. I've been traveling on the buses and the tramways of California. He said, I just came from, now I'm up in San Francisco at the time. He came from down in like San Diego, and he had been riding for almost a month for free because he told me the lesson on you get on a train that you get on it at like 11 o'clock and it's not due to the place that you want to go to until like 1 o'clock in the morning, but you ask for a transfer, and when you ask for a transfer, it gives you the whole next day that you could ride for free. And this guy had been, it's a long story, but man, Who would have ever thought that I could get a lesson on economics from a homeless person, a wino, whatever. I thoroughly enjoyed my time with him. This dude knew how to game the system, and man, he stuck it to the man. This is the big deal. I grew up in the age and day and age and where you stick it to the man. He was a master at it. This dude was a master. Anyway, went out to San Francisco. I'm in a suit and tie. I went out to Fisherman Wharf. I'd always heard about how great the seafood is on Fisherman Wharf. I'm alone. I'm not with anybody else. So I sit down at the table, and this dude comes up. He's my waiter that tries to act like he's better than me. I own a corporation. I'm not going to say how much income I have every month, but I could buy and sell this guy for breakfast. But he tried to act like he was better than me. Anyway, he says, "What would you like?" He gives me the menu. And I told him, I said, "Look, man, I've always heard, I am from the Southeast. I have always heard that the seafood was the greatest out here. So what I really want is, I want your best fried shrimp." This dude tells me, he says, "We don't have shrimp. We have prawns." So I go, "Okay, dude. I like fried shrimp. I really like fried shrimp. So what I want is for you to bring me your best order of fried shrimp." He said, he says, "We don't have shrimp. We have prawns." Prawn is like a big shrimp. So anyway, this dude, I finally convinced him, "Okay, dude, bring me an order of fried prawns, fried shrimp." So he does, and there was only like 6 of them on the plate, but these things are like monsters compared to what we get in Florida and Georgia. These are monster shrimp. They're still shrimp, but they're shrimp. They call them prawns. I don't care what they call them. They're shrimp, and they're big. And he brought them to me, and it was all I could do to eat them all. They were so big and so good, and I really, really enjoyed my meal. He came back about halfway through the meal, and he said, "Sir, how are your prawns?" I said, "I don't know, but the shrimp are fantastic." So anyway, you never know about these people and where they're at, but that was one of the best meals I've ever had in my life. One of the other best meals I've ever had, I would say the very best meal I've ever had, was on South Beach at a Italian restaurant in South Beach in Miami. I wandered in there one night, tired as I could be and very hungry, with one of my best friends, Mark, and me and him both had the best meal that we've ever had in our lives. Just unbelievable meal, Italian meal in South Beach, Miami. But anyway, getting back to the one here in San Francisco, I left there. I walked down the street, walked through Chinatown. I bought my wife a little onyx necklace that had gold on the inside of it. I had no clue what it said on the inside of it, but it looked pretty and it was reasonably priced, and I bought this. The person was happy to sell it to me. She could barely speak English, and I know zero Chinese. Anyway, I have, through the years, I have asked Chinese descendants what that says, and they all say the same thing, and it says happiness. They are tickled to death that this necklace says happiness. For some reason, that really excites them. But anyway, that's my experience of going to Fisherman's Wharf and going down to San Francisco. Of course, I could see Alcatraz, and I could see some of the other, I guess they're houses or condos or something along the waterfront there in the San Francisco Bay. Beautiful area, just absolutely beautiful. I'm not real crazy about the politics of that area, but I am thrilled that this is such a beautiful area of America. I got to go across the Golden Gate Bridge. There's a park on the far side of it. I stopped and took pictures and that sort of thing, and turned around and came back. It's just beautiful out there. It's absolutely beautiful. The Golden Gate Bridge is beautiful. Going across it is an experience of a lifetime. Just one of those things that you never know. Whenever you hear about these places and you see these places, I got to see the place in San Francisco where we actually went down it. But there's a place where you can go, and it goes down the valley. You may have seen it on some of the 80s TV shows and whatever, where they go down and go down and go. It goes back and forth and back and forth and goes down the hill. I actually drove on that. I had rented a car, and we drove on that area, and we saw supposedly the place where AC/DC did all their recording, and went to one of the museums there along the waterfront, and it was a very, very good time. I had a really good time out there. Anyway, the rest of America is beautiful. I'm telling you, it's beautiful. I've tried to show it to you in some of the dash cam videos. It seems like the dash cam videos are not that popular. People don't watch them as much, but America, I'm telling you, America is beautiful. There's places that words just cannot describe. Even the video from the dash cam just can't describe just how beautiful it is. I'm discovering just how beautiful Utah is. I came through there the other day on my way back from Los Angeles, up I-15 and then the I-70 and across into Colorado, and oh man, it is just breathtaking, beautiful. I used to think that I-17 in Arizona was the prettiest place in America. I don't know. I can't decide anymore just how pretty America is, and I'm loving the western part of America. Anything west of the Mississippi, the more I'm here, the more I discover of beautiful, beautiful places. I saw 2 volcanoes in Northern California the other day, coming down I-5 from Oregon into California. 2 beautiful, beautiful volcanoes. That's something we don't see on the East Coast. Anyway, my 15 minutes is up. Thank you for watching. I really hope you get something out of this. I really appreciate you. Thanks in a bunch.